Krzyzewski, head of the family, son
Wolf.
of Wolf. Come on.
You just met your great-great-grandfather.
Yes, that's incredible.
Maya has deep roots in Vilna's Jewish community. And when her family came to America, they brought their traditions with them. Julius didn't have it easy when he came. So we couldn't believe it just 3 years after becoming a citizen of the United States. His grandfather was one of the founding members of Congregation Beth Shalom. It's a conservative Jewish synagogue, and today it has close to 650 congregant families. Did you have any idea that Julius helped to found one of the largest synagogues in Pittsburgh?
Why wasn't I bar mitzvah?
Well, but you have deep, deep Jewish roots by name.
Which I do find hilarious, because look at my grandfather, Save Rudolph. He obviously was trying to come up with his own thing and stand apart from his family because they were so. That's shocking to me.
You count all those generations in your back.
Wolf.
Wolf.
I love it. Like me, I'm connected to that. For somebody who feels kind of rootless.
Not anymore.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Like Maya and Amy, Aziz Ansari comes from a family that endured great sacrifices to become American. But those sacrifices weren't made by distant ancestors. They were made by his parents, Shakib and Fatima Ansari. They were born in India, and Aziz knows firsthand how much they struggled to lay the groundwork for his success. In fact, Aziz thanks his parents for the complexity of the experience. I read that you auditioned 18 people to play your father.
I think like 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's about right. I'm 18. Oh, we
Thanks.
yeah, he's like, I beat out Robert Redford, no. We auditioned a few people, and no one felt like a real immigrant dad. No one felt like my dad. And I was very sensitive about how we're going to portray these characters. Because normally when, Indian parents, immigrant parents are portrayed, they're portrayed like bumbling idiots that are so out of touch and just dumb.
And you move ahead a lot when they talk.
Yeah, the jokes are just so lame. It's like buttering chickens of it, just throwing Indian words and just giving them horrible jokes. So I wanted some people that felt real, and who's going to feel more real than my parents?
Oh, yeah. Aziz's parents have become recurring characters in this series. And he told me that they take their work very seriously, producing their lines until they're pitch perfect. He also said that the experience of working with his parents has been deeply moving for him. A powerful reminder of how fortunate he's been.
What family is like, and this is if you're lucky enough, you're blessed enough to have a family that cares about you. I mean, my parents take their vacation time to come to the show. Why doesn't know?
I wanted to help Aziz better understand his parents and the journey that they had made. He started in the archives of Samud Hayam Mosque in Nagarkot, a city in southern India. We found their wedding certificate.
Wow.
What did your parents told you about the wedding?
My dad was 34, which seems pretty old for someone in that era to be getting married. And he did an arranged marriage. And from what he told me, he met this one woman, and she was a little too tall. And then he met my mom and spoke to her for about 30 minutes, explained what his life was, and moving to America, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I said, tell me, what? Like, we're married.
Can you imagine doing it?
No, I cannot. How my mom talks to my dad, who instantly comes off so silly. knows it. Just for 30 minutes, it's like, all right, I'm gonna go to America.
They've been married over 30 years.
The arranged marriage is saying, I want to find a partner to start my life with, start a family with. They seem nice and they seem like from a nice family and we'll make it work. But if you look at it that way, it doesn't seem, that arranged marriage doesn't seem that crazy. Well, weird even sounds crazy. What? You're the finest person that just makes your heart flutter all the time? Where are you going to find that?
So should we have more arranged marriage?
I think we shouldn't give up so fast.
Soon after their wedding, Aziz's parents settled in South Carolina. His father, a gastroenterologist, began a successful career. Over time, they would feel comfortable in their new home, but their first years, cut off from family and friends, were emotionally difficult and professionally challenging. It took tremendous determination to resist the urge to return. And as I researched their roots, I realized that his father's determination was likely inherited from his father, a man named Ismail. Ismail was born in India in 1925, and his youth was marred by tragedy. He had lost both of his parents by the time he was 16. Left to fend for himself, he went to work as a clerk and eventually became a government administrator. But his main focus was always on his family. Ismail had 5 children, including Aziz's father, and he was fiercely committed to making sure that their lives would be better than his. Even the house he built for his family reflected his singular purpose. You recognize that photo?
That is the house my dad grew up in.
Have you heard any stories about that house?
Not really, no.
Your father told us something that I thought was very interesting. He said that your grandfather built this house because of its proximity to a medical college. You ever heard that story?
I didn't know that.
Specifically to push his children, his father and his siblings, to become doctors.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
And then I go to NYU, which is near
I wanted to trace Ismail's roots back in time. He faced some enormous challenges. By custom, many Muslims from the Tamil Nadu region of India, like Ismail, don't have a surname, which makes it difficult to track relationships across generations. Worse, significant numbers of Indian records have been destroyed or lost. So we couldn't take Ismail's line back further than his parents, and we had the same problem on many other branches of Aziz's family tree. But then, we got lucky. In the archives of what's now the Indian Tamil Nadu, we found tax records indicating that Aziz's great-grandfather, Muhammad Abu Bakr Laban, was a landowner. We believe he ran a farm of roughly 200 acres, and we heard a very colorful story about how he kept it going. Your grandmother told us that Abu Bakr had a cart that was drawn by 2 horses. She called it the chariot, that's what they call it. And she said that every morning, her father would hop on his chariot and patrol the farmland with a gun. Never heard the story.
Never heard that.
Really?
I barely know about my parents, man. Trying to steal his rights? What was happening?
The story goes that a member of the local warrior ethnic group would set fire to haystacks around the farm.
Wow.
It's believed that he was out for your great-grandfather's property and tried to scare him off his farm. So he had to patrol on his chariot, as your grandma called it, to protect his land.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
Patrolling with a gun? No.
Great-grandfather's strategy sounds dangerous, but it seems to have worked. Abu Bakr held onto his farm for decades, eventually dividing it up among his children.
Wow. That's a crazy photo.
You're looking at my great-grandfather, Abu Bakr Laban.
Powerful to see someone you know has ways towards making a scene for him. He looks kind of like my dad.
Abu Bakr was born around 1890 in Tamil Nadu. According to his land records, his father's name was Qadr Mohiddin Laban. We believe he was likely born around 1860, also in Tamil Nadu, meaning that we had taken Aziz's father's family back 4 generations, staying in the region of southern India. How does it make you feel?
It's so mind-blowing with the idea that, like, oh, generations ago, there was a gentleman on a cart
Yeah.
rolling around a rifle with a gun. Now I'm trying to think of something funny to say. It's an incredible depiction of just the world and this culture and how things change and our lives change and what we do change. And, you know, I always feel blessed to get the life I get to have. And yeah, it's interesting to know, you know, what the other generations did.
What's interesting to me is neither of you could imagine the other. Your ancestor on the chariot with the gun could not imagine you. Or this could imagine him.
And there's an undeniable connection with all of us. I am connected with them.
And genetically.
You know that a part of me is a human, a part of them is a human.
We had already seen how generations of Amy Schumer's paternal ancestors had struggled, both in Europe and in America. Now, turning to her mother's side of her family tree, we found a story about a very different kind of struggle. It began with a record from the archives of colonial Massachusetts.
Thomas Tarbell, the son of Thomas Tarbell and Elizabeth's wife, born on Friday, 15th of September 1687.
You're looking at the birth record. Your 8th great grandfather. What's it like to see that?
It's crazy. 1687.
Do you ever think there was any piece of paper related to you still in existence from 1687?
No, I can't even remember the 90s.
Amy's 8th great grandfather, Thomas Tarbell, grew up in Groton, Massachusetts, when Massachusetts was a British colony and England and France were battling for control of North America. In Thomas's youth, Groton was raided several times by Native Americans, allied with the French. Thomas survived the tumultuous period unscathed. 3 of his siblings, a sister named Sarah, and brothers John and Zachariah, weren't so fortunate. Now, Amy, this is an incredible document, and it comes from the Massachusetts State Archives. Can you read the heading at the top?
Roll of English prisoners in the hands of the French and Indians at Canada.
Can you tell me whose names you see listed there?
Zachariah,
Yep.
John and Sarah Tarbell. Ooh, they got.
Your 8th great grandfather's sister and 2 brothers captured by Native Americans and then taken as prisoners to Canada. Sarah was 14 years old at the time.
Oh my God.
John was 12 and Zachariah was only 7. Can you imagine?
Oh. They took them to Canada?
Canada at this time was entirely controlled by France and including the American enemy. Thomas's siblings had essentially been taken behind enemy lines during wartime. Their fate quickly diverged. Sarah was raised but would eventually end up at a convent in Montreal, while her brothers followed a very different path. In 1713, a militia officer from Massachusetts named John Stoddard traveled to the Mohawk village of Caughnawaga, where many of the Groton colonists had been taken. England and France were now at peace, and Stoddard had been ordered to retrieve English prisoners in Canada. But according to Stoddard's journal, it seems that Sarah's brothers didn't want to leave.
The chief speaker rose up and said that those taken by them were adopted into families and held not as prisoners, but as children, and it was not their custom to compel any to return, but should leave them to their own liberty.
The captured children had been adopted into native families, and they didn't want to leave. They don't white anymore.
Yeah, we like what they're doing.
Yeah. Can you believe that? Isn't that amazing?
No, I can't believe it. But did they ask them?
They were asked.
And they were like, no, we're good.
Yeah.
I didn't know that happened.
Me either.
Yeah,
This is what makes it weird. I've been doing this for 11 years.
yeah.
I love American history. I teach in my day job, and I've never heard a story like that.
Wow.
Stoddard was unable to persuade the Tarbell brothers to return to Massachusetts. Their family refused to give up.